So few things make me crazier than having either radio commercials or TV commercials, and you see it to an extent with print as well, when companies are really hyping their product. I mean, worst case scenario are probably car dealership, you know, your local TV, you know, Joe Schmo Ford, you know, come and see us at Joe Schmo Ford type of thing. And it just goes on and on and on. And I find it so frustrating to have to sit through and listen through companies when they're hyping their product, because it's not the product that we need, or it's not the product that we want. It's always what the product does. And when a company does nothing other than hype the product, then you're leaving it in the buyer's mind to bridge the gap between what that product does and what they're going to get for the product. And I always think of the analogy, maybe because I've used it for too many years, but I always think of the analogy, the difference between, you know, are we selling lawnmowers or are we selling green grass? And if all you're doing is hyping the lawnmower, yeah, maybe, you know, like maybe you do have the world's greatest lawnmower, maybe you do have the greatest cloud integration software, or maybe you got the greatest whatever. Is that really what's important to your buyer? Is your buyer really looking to buy a lawnmower? Or is your buyer looking to get a problem solved that's important and relevant for them? And how do you go about representing that? And you need to look at your representation of how the company represents the product, how you represent the product. And I will suggest this to you. If you find yourself in a situation where you're talking to a prospect, especially a new prospect, and you think about what's going on in the interaction, and you're doing all the talking, and you're talking about your product or about your service, you probably need to stop. And you need to be able to say, you know, I've told you a lot about what we do. Help me to understand you. Help me to understand what is it that you're trying to accomplish. And you can pick whatever analogy you're comfortable with. I've heard plenty of salespeople say, tell me, what does a blue sky look like for you? Like if things were really the way they're supposed to be, what would it look like? You may need to make some additional suggestions to them to help them with their blue sky imaging or green grass imaging or whatever image that you want to get to. But the image needs to be about what they are looking to do, not what it is that you're selling. Because if you find yourself in that situation where all you're doing is hyping your product and talking about how great your product is, more often than not, you're selling the lawnmower, not the green grass. Thanks for listening.